The summer of 1966 in England, where the melodies of the Beatles echoed through the streets and the Slazenger challenge ball rolled across the misty pitches. That was the year the Chilean national team entered the World Cup, having won the bronze medal 4 years earlier. Although their journey in England wasn't as spectacular as expected, ending in the group stage, that generation of players remains a legend, a generation that wrote a chapter of pride and also tragedy in the history of Chilean football. 58 years have passed. Those young men in their 20s are now elderly or have become stars in the firmament of memory. Let's revisit the lives of the Chilean players of 1966. Elias Figueroa emerged as a phenomenon in world football. At the age of 19, while his peers were still struggling to find their place, Figueroa was already a cornerstone of the defense with his astonishing composure. With his masterful ability to read the game, he didn't need rough tackles. He could neutralize any attack with grace and sharpness. His performance at the 1966 World Cup laid the foundation for a legend, a man who would later be hailed as the greatest defender in South American history. After that tournament, Figueroa's career blossomed like an epic. He moved to Uruguay to play for Peñarol and then Internacional in Brazil, where he became the best South American player for 3 consecutive years, 1974, 1976, surpassing even names like Pelé and Zico. Figueroa was not just a player. He was an icon of elegance on the pitch. Off the field, he was a true gentleman, always maintaining a clean private life, free of scandals, and a confident, decisive demeanor. He balanced the glamour of the game with family life with a simple philosophy. Dignidad no tiene precio. Dignity is priceless. Besides football, he was also a successful businessman in the wine industry and actively involved in charitable activities through his eponymous foundation. The most thought-provoking aspect is the connection between his role on the pitch and his real life. It seems the image of an exemplary leader has strangely permeated his life. On the field, he anticipates every danger. Off the field, Figueroa is also a man who meticulously prepares for every turning point in his life. Today, at 79, Elias Figueroa is living a fulfilling life in his native Chile. He is a global football ambassador, an experienced senior figure who frequently appears to inspire younger generations. The flame of passion within him still burns brightly, and whenever he appears, fans still see the image of an immortal Don Elias on the green pitch. Lionel Sanchez entered the tournament as a living legend. At 30, he was not only a left winger with a magical left foot, but also the sole and exemplary captain leading his younger teammates. With his unpredictable spin crosses and lion-like fighting spirit, Sanchez left an indelible mark. His performances were the culmination of experience and skill, a true artist on the pitch, but also incredibly tenacious when needed. Sanchez's career path after 1966 is a testament to unwavering loyalty. He dedicated most of his life to Universidad de Chile, becoming the club's greatest icon during the Baller Azul era. Despite receiving offers from major European clubs like Milan and Real Madrid, Sanchez chose to stay in his homeland, where he felt he belonged. His personal life was a peaceful respite from the storms of the football field. He was an exemplary husband and father, always valuing family above all personal achievements. After retiring, he continued his involvement with football as a coach and advisor, conveying his philosophy of dedication and passionate love for the sport. Interestingly, the image of a grumpy warrior on the field was a complete contrast to the gentle, smiling Lionel off the field. He was always willing to help those in need through charity matches. However, that glorious journey came to an abrupt end. On April 2, 2022, Lionel Sanchez passed away at the age of 85 after a long battle with lung disease. His passing left a huge void in the hearts of fans worldwide. The legacy he left behind is not just his goals or beautiful plays, but also a symbol of a golden age that Chilean football once possessed, a story of undying loyalty. Rubén Marcos was the one who ignited Chile's hopes at the 1966 World Cup, scoring both of his team's goals. At 24, he was the engine in midfield, a silent killer capable of appearing at the right moment to decide a match. Nicknamed Seven Lungs, Marcos ran tirelessly, contributing to solid defense while also being present in the opponent's penalty area to finish. His brilliant performances in England proved he was one of the most complete midfielders Chile had ever produced. Following his World Cup success, Marcos's career continued with glory at Universidad de Chile. He was a key player in helping the club dominate the domestic league in the late 1960s. With a disciplined and professional lifestyle, he maintained peak performance for many years before moving to Palestino. Off the field, Rubén is a private person, finding joy in small businesses and tending to his garden. He chose not the spotlight of the media, but a quiet life, away from the hustle and bustle of the football world. His philosophy of life is one of quiet effort, just as he continues to run on the field without needing anyone's praise. It seems the image of a silent hero strangely permeated his life. On the field, he did the hardest work, and off the field, he also chose to quietly contribute to the community through local social activities. However, that tumultuous journey had to end. On December 18, 2006, Rubén Marcos passed away at the age of 64 from a sudden heart attack in the city of Osorno. His death shocked and saddened his fans. The legacy he left behind is not just a record of goals scored by a midfielder, but a story of unwavering dedication to his team's colors until his last breath. Alberto Fuyu, affectionately known as Tito, was an icon of elegance and technique. At 25, he was the perfect link between midfield and attack, an artist on the pitch with a keen tactical vision. Fuyu played not only with his feet, but also with a brilliant mind, always finding the smallest weaknesses in his opponent's defenses. His performance at the 1966 tournament, while not producing many goals, left a lasting impression of a refined and intelligent style of play. After a summer in England, Fuyu made a major career move to France to play for Lille. There, he not only won over fans with his talent, but also with his excellent adaptation to European culture. After returning to Chile, he continued to play for Universidad Católica before retiring. Tito's life after football was another brilliant journey. He became one of the most respected sports commentators and journalists in the country. With his extensive knowledge and deep, resonant voice, he shaped how millions of people viewed football. Off the field, he was a true football intellectual, someone who was always concerned about the development of national sports and actively participated in educational forums. The connection between his on-field role and his real life was a perfect synergy. On the field, he orchestrated the game. Off the field, he shaped sports public opinion. He always maintained his elegance and composure in all circumstances, even when facing personal crises. However, on June 23, 2018, Alberto Fuyu passed away at the age of 77. His passing left a huge void in Chilean sports media. Tito's legacy is not only the beautiful plays of 1966, but also thousands of insightful analyses that have inspired generations of journalists and young players. Pedro Araya Toro, nicknamed Chico, was a whirlwind on the right wing for Chile at the 1966 World Cup. At 24, he was a true killer, with his dazzling dribbling and blistering speed, causing problems for opposing defenders. His style of play was highly improvisational, reminiscent of the legendary Brazilian Garrincha. In a disciplined team, Araya's unpredictability was key to Chile's attacking opportunities. He was more than just a winger, he was an inexhaustible source of energy. Following his success in the tournament, Araya's career took a challenging new turn when he moved to Mexico to play for San Luis and later Atlas. In this new land, he became a great idol, an exemplary foreign player with a high level of professionalism. Araya's personal life is an admirable balance. After his explosive moments on the field, he returns to being a simple man who loves music and family gatherings. He is not caught up in the glitz and glamour of the upper class, but always maintains the humility of a son born into the working class. His philosophy of life is clear. Play football as if it were your last game, and live life as a priceless gift. What is thought-provoking is the contrast between the fiery, sometimes hot-tempered Pedro Araya on the field and the gentle, calm, old man off the field. Now, at 83, he is living a peaceful retirement in his hometown. Although his legs are no longer as agile as they once were, his spirit remains devoted to football. He regularly watches national team matches and always offers words of encouragement to younger players. His journey is a testament to a pure love of football, a man who continues to inspire young players with his dedication and passion. Juan Olivares, a goalkeeper with exceptional reflexes and unparalleled courage. At the age of 25, he faced top strikers from the Soviet Union and Italy. Despite his relatively small stature, Olivares compensated with superb positional awareness and a fierce fighting spirit. He was a pillar of support for his teammates, a true silent hero in a challenging World Cup. Olivares' career journey is one of the most incredible stories of perseverance. He was associated with Santiago Wanderers for decades and continued playing professionally until he was over 40 years old. After retiring, he didn't leave the pitch but transitioned to goalkeeper training, passing on his valuable experience to younger generations. Olivares' personal life was simple. He spent most of his time with his family and community in Valparaiso. He valued traditional values, lived an exemplary life, and was always respected by the locals as a symbol of loyalty and perseverance. His career is a symbol of protection and reliability, and this has also been reflected in his real life, as he has always been a strong pillar for his family through every hardship. Now, at 84, Juan Olivares still lives a healthy and sharp life. Whenever he has the chance, he goes to the stadium named after him to cheer on his former team. His journey is a testament to his tireless efforts, a burning passion still raging in the heart of this legendary goalkeeper. And every step he takes on the streets is followed by fans with absolute respect. At the 1966 World Cup, Ignacio Prieto was a promising young defender at the age of 22. With his intelligent play, sharp situational awareness, and extraordinary composure, he proved himself a solid cornerstone of the defense. Prieto defended not only with strength, but also with the tactical vision of a midfielder, making him an invaluable and versatile player in the eyes of coaches. Following that tournament, Prieto's career reached new heights. He became the first Chilean player to achieve significant success in Europe while playing for Lille in France. After returning to South America, he went on to win major titles with Nacional in Uruguay. His subsequent coaching career was equally brilliant, leading Universidad Católica to numerous championships. Off the field, Prieto is a systematic, decisive, and disciplined individual. He always emphasizes education and knowledge in football, believing that a good player must first and foremost be a cultured person. He dedicates much of his passion to physical education for children and community development projects. It seems the image of an architect on the football field has strangely influenced his life. He built his career and life systematically and solidly, just as he organized the defense in his youth. Now, at 82, Ignacio Prieto is enjoying a dignified retirement. Although he no longer directly coaches, he remains a discerning advisor and an experienced mentor, always willing to share his knowledge. His journey is an endless source of inspiration on how to succeed not only with your feet, but also with a sharp mind. Humberto Cruz, nicknamed Cheetah, was one of the most frustrating players for any striker. At the 1966 World Cup, at the age of 26, he was a true warrior in defense, with his tenacious marking ability and fierce fighting spirit. Cruz is famous for marking Pelé so closely that the legend earned his respect. With his boundless stamina, he seemed to be present at every crucial point on the field, protecting his team's goal with utmost dedication. After his success in England, Cruz continued to be a mainstay of Colo-Colo, where he won numerous national titles and became a symbol of courage. His life off the pitch was a journey intertwined with training the younger generation. He opened a football school bearing his name, where he not only taught technique, but also instilled in the children a spirit of chivalry and perseverance. Off the pitch, Humberto was a cheerful, talkative person who always brought laughter to those around him. He balanced the glamour of a star with the simple life of a teacher and a friendly neighbor. His philosophy was simple: keep running, and success will follow. What is thought-provoking is the connection between his role as a guardian on the field and real life. He has always been a protector of moral values and friendship in the world of football. Now, at 86, Humberto Cruz is still living a healthy life. He still regularly appears at veteran football events, still runs, still smiles, and still inspires those who love the sport. His journey is a testament to the power of willpower, and every step he takes today reminds us of a golden generation that never surrendered to adversity. Luis Azaguirre arrived at the 1966 World Cup with the reputation of being one of the best right-backs in the world at the time. He had been selected for the FIFA World 11 in 1963. At the age of 26, he was the perfect combination of solid defensive ability and sharp attacking runs. Azaguirre played with absolute confidence, sometimes flamboyant, but always effective. His performance at that tournament, even though Chile didn't go far, still affirmed the world-class status of a player from South America. His career was intertwined with the golden age of Universidad de Chile. However, a serious knee injury later prevented him from progressing further in Europe. But it was in adversity that Azaguirre's character truly shone. He persevered in training to return to the pitch, playing with all the passion he had left. Off the pitch, he is a calm, disciplined person who highly values his privacy. He dedicates much of his time to business ventures and personal hobbies, such as music and painting, revealing an artistic soul behind the appearance of a football player. He always upholds the principle: never give up, whether on the pitch or in life. The contrast between an uncompromising warrior on the field and a romantic, refined man off the field is what has always earned him the admiration of his fans. Now at 86 years old, Luis Azaguirre lives a peaceful life with his family in Santiago. Despite his advanced age, he retains his sharp intellect and passion for football. His journey is a beautiful story of overcoming adversity, proving that while glory may fade, class and dignity endure over time. Armando Tobar is one of the most experienced players at the age of 28. As a striker, he is a constant threat to opposing defenses thanks to his physical strength and diverse finishing abilities. Tobar not only scores goals, but also acts as a mentor to younger strikers, a soul in the front line, always ready to explode in decisive moments. After the 1966 World Cup, Tobar continued to dedicate his peak years to Universidad Católica, helping the team win the national championship in 1966, immediately after the tournament ended. He was a public figure, always giving his all on the field. Off the field, Armando was a warm-hearted man who valued friendship and was a strong pillar of his family. He participated in many local social activities, especially projects supporting former players in need. His philosophy of life was about sharing and compassion, which made him as beloved as his talent on the field. He always balanced fame with a simple private life. What is most thought-provoking is the connection between his role as a hero, who always protected his teammates on the field, and his real life. He was always the one to resolve conflicts and support the underprivileged. However, life sometimes presents the most cruel challenges. In his final years, he faced the devastating disease of Alzheimer's, causing his memories of goals to gradually fade. On March 4, 2016, Armando Tobar passed away at the age of 77. His passing left a huge void, but his story of resilience and compassion will forever remain a priceless legacy in the hearts of his fans. Francisco Valdés, also known by his nickname Chamaco, was one of Chile's most gifted footballing talents. At the 1966 World Cup, at the age of 23, despite not playing regularly, he showed the potential of a future playmaker with his brilliant tactical vision and pinpoint passes. He played with an extraordinary grace, simplifying complex situations with a single touch. Valdés's career was a series of records. He became the greatest goal scorer in the history of the Chilean National League with 215 goals, a record that stood for decades. He was the heart and soul of Colo-Colo in the historic 1973 Copa Libertadores final. Off the field, Valdés was a true artist, cheerful, free-spirited, and always living life to the fullest. After retiring, he dedicated himself to youth coaching and became a cultural icon for football fans. He always maintained an optimistic philosophy. Football is a game, and so is life. Enjoy it to the fullest. The connection between his role as a playmaker on the field and his real life was natural. He was always the center of attention, connecting people with sincerity. However, that glorious and joyful journey came to an abrupt end. On August 10, 2009, Francisco Valdés died at the age of 66 from a sudden heart attack at his home. The passing of Chamaco plunged the entire nation of Chile into tears. His legacy is not just his goals, but a generous lifestyle, a pure football spirit that never faded. Carlos Campos was a special case at the 1966 World Cup. At the age of 29, he was a renowned striker for Universidad de Chile, but had few opportunities to showcase his talent in England. However, the presence of the tank in the team posed a huge physical threat to opponents. He was a typical target striker with his ability to hold off defenders, dribble, and unleash thunderous headers. In the eyes of Chilean fans, he was a symbol of strength and unwavering dedication. Campos' career is a beautiful story of loyalty. He played for only one club, Universidad de Chile, for 13 years, scoring 199 goals. After retiring, he chose a quieter path, away from the spotlight to focus on business and spending time with his family. He is a strong, upright man, yet very affectionate towards his friends and colleagues. He always maintains a simple demeanor, often frequenting casual eateries to chat with fans. His philosophy of life is perseverance. A tank never stops until it reaches its destination. The image of a powerful warrior on the field was that of a kind grandfather off the field, always telling his grandchildren stories of the fiery matches of yesteryear. However, the cruel law of time took him away. On November 11, 2020, Carlos Campos passed away at the age of 83 due to multiple organ failure. His passing marks the end of an era of strikers wholeheartedly devoted to the blue jersey. His legacy is a shining example of loyalty and the power of perseverance, a life story full of reflection for today's generation. Jaime Ramirez entered the 1966 World Cup at the age of 34, making him the oldest and most experienced player in the Chilean squad. With experience from the glorious 1962 World Cup, he played the role of a mentor and an exemplary senior figure on the field. Although he no longer possessed the agility of his youth, Ramirez's vision and ability to control the game remained a formidable weapon. He kept the flame alive for the golden generation, a silent hero who always sacrificed his personal ego for the collective success of the team. Ramirez's career was a journey of moving between various clubs in Chile, Spain, and Mexico, where he always left his mark with professionalism. After retiring, he lived a peaceful life, away from the hustle and bustle of the media. He devoted his time to personal hobbies and participated in community football coaching in his local area. Ramirez had a philosophical view of football. He saw the pitch as a microcosm of life. There is glory, there is bitterness, but most importantly, how we face it. He always balanced the glory of the past with the simplicity of the present through a positive and humble attitude. The connection between his role as a seasoned veteran on the field and his real life was remarkably consistent. He was always a source of wise advice for family and friends. Yet, that glorious and quiet journey came to an end. On February 26, 2003, Jaime Ramirez passed away at the age of 71. His passing took away a part of Chilean football's memory. His legacy is not just the goals from the 1960s, but also a lesson in maturity, in stepping back to pave the way for future generations, a life story full of respect and reflection.